And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Snowpiercer, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Blue Terran player, representing Team Hyper 1. The Korean Terran, of course, living in Japan. It is HonMonO. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. Get your gamma going. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat in this PvT. Now, as opposed to Goblin, Gerald is much more familiar. HonMonO has a reputation. He has a reputation. What is that reputation? He's an animal, papi. He goes for all-ins. He's hyper aggressive in this matchup. Very aggressive when it comes to proxies, when it comes to all-ins. He's very much so in your face. And Gerald has first-hand experience with it. We've seen Gerald face off against HonMonO in the past. We've seen him survive the all-ins. We've seen him fail and even die to them as well. We have seen them go back and forth. But again, Gerald is a lot more in the know as to how HonMonO plays. Just because of how regularly they do face off. And we'll see how he does approach him instead. We shall see. As Gerald, he does move out. Do you have a full wall off here? HonMonO does open up double gas. Double gas opener. What does that mean? That means a faster factory into a faster starport. There should be a CC behind this factory as well, into, of course, an expand, but faster tech. This can lead into early tank production. This can lead into a Widowmine job. This can lead into early Banshees instead. HonMonO has options. HonMonO does have options here with how he wants to open up. On the other side as well, something that we haven't seen too much, but HonMonO has played around with, is the new old Cyclone. Now, of course, this is on the PTR, this is on the new map pool, and the Cyclone is a very different unit now. It has been reverted to 2 versions ago, to an older version of the Cyclone. Magville accelerators is now a thing again. On top of that, you can no longer reactor out Cyclones, you need a Tech Lab, and there it is, Tech Lab is on the way. But now a Tech Lab is once again required to make Cyclones. You cannot make as many as you used to, but they're also more robust. And they have their place in this matchup. Twilight Counter opener out of Gerald, working towards Blink. And there it is. There is the first Cyclone. Now, Cyclones are just a really solid unit now in this matchup. I mean, they were in the past, and now they are again. Just really solid early on. They keep you safe against Oracle-based openers, Stargate-based openers with Phoenixes, or even against early gateway aggression as well. Just a really solid way to secure yourself. As unit has arrived. Oh! Thread into the SCV does delay the CC, not bad. Ooh, but the Adept goes down. Recall was wasted, and that was a bit of a better trade for HonMonO. I mean, his CC is delayed, that is true, but he does shut that down. Behind this, do you see what I see? No starport. Tank production has begun. That is a 2nd and 3rd racks, and this looks like a 2-base all-in. This does look like a 2-base all-in. Most likely, this will be moving out with a medevac, of course, with the starport. Cyclone moves out. eBay's on the way. Only one eBay that should be for +1. And if this is a 2-base all-in, most likely we're going to be pulling the boys with this as well. So a very aggressive build by HonMonO. Meanwhile, a shout out to Chileno Singaporean. Gracias, papi, gracias. Thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you so much for the support. 44 months. That's a lot of months, papi. That's a lot of support. Thank you so much, Chileno. Thank you. Thank you. He's been supporting us for a very long time. We do appreciate it. We do appreciate it. When it comes to the Blink-based opener, though, we do have 2 more gates on the way. That is going to be a 4-gate Blink build here out of Gerald. Very aggressive. A lot of Blink Stalkers. It's going to be on Gerald to slow down the all-in. It's going to be on the Protoss player to slow down the all-in, to pick away at the Marines, pick away at the tanks, pick away at the army while he can. War Prism's on the way. Gerald is soon going to move out. I do really like this approach. I do think that the best defense is at times a good offense, especially when up against HonMonO. And again, if Gerald can pick off enough units, then he can just force a longer game, which is not what HonMonO wants. as he does shut down the Reaper. HonMonO is secure for the time being. I mean, remember, early tank production. He already has 1 tank in the main, 1 tank in the natural. 4-gate blink. I don't think Gerald can really push into these bases, but it's not about that. It's about slowing down the push. It's about picking away at the army. And hopefully Gerald doesn't get too ambitious. He's diving. Oh, thank God. Whew. He doesn't dive in, gets a Marine. And again, I feel like diving in is going to be a mistake here. Like, Gerald has to play it slow. Play it slow. Just contain. Just contain the Terran. 3rd base is on the way behind this. Again, 4-gate blink is not an all-in. Adept does get eyes on the army. Jeez, Gerald, you're scaring me. He keeps posturing. He wants to dive. And he looks like he will dive into the main. Does have high-ground vision. Blinks in. There is a tank in position, of course. Gerald, there we go. Going for the Cyclone. Cyclone survives. Tank volley is going off. Gerald, he's looking for damage. Thankfully, Gerald does not lose the Stalker. And HonMonO, what's terrifying about what's happening right now is that these Stalkers have taken some hits, and HonMonO hasn't really lost anything yet. And again, HonMonO is getting ready for his move out. He's got 4 tanks. Gerald behind this, transitioning into Storm. Storm is on the way. Observer gets spotted. Up. Observer goes down. That means Gerald, he's going to have less information about the move out. Oh. Tanks are unsieged. First 2 Stalkers going down. Better picos here for HonMonO. Here we go. We pull the boys. This is the all-in that HonMonO's been working on the entire game. The boys are being pulled. It's all or nothing for HonMonO. He catches out the Stalkers. And Gerald, he did not get enough done with this. He did not really slow down the army. Gerald, he is in some trouble. He is in trouble at this point. HonMonO, he has arrived. Storm is done, though. True. Storm is done. How good are the Storms going to be? As a first Storm, grazes a portion of the army, but there's still much more behind this. Turrets being thrown down. Tanks are leapfrogging forward. And again, it's about the tank positioning here. Some of them are a little bit too far behind. Charge about to finish. Oh, Gerald, he's going to dive in. Show us the Storms. Not yet. First tank goes down. Second tank as well. Nice pick off here out of Gerald. Gets 2 tanks, there's 3 left. HonMonO is slowly pushing forward. Turret goes down. Tanks getting within range. And again, here comes the Storm. Oh! Yeah, Storm on the SCV, Storm on the Bio. And the Storms are good enough. It looks like from here, Gerald, he can get on top of the tanks. Yeah, just barely. Tanks are going down, and Gerald, he holds. GG gets called. Gerald, he survives and takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Oh my God. Very tense. Very intense defense there. What was really cool to see, actually, if you notice, was that because of the threat of the Storm, HonMonO was having a really hard time engaging. HonMonO, he was being very tentative when it came to stimming in and bringing his army forward. Because he knew there was Storm in the heights, in the War Prism, I should say, he kept keeping army back, whether it's SCVs, Bio, Marines, Marauders, he kept keeping them back because he was afraid of the Storm, and some of the Storms weren't even coming, and with that, Gerald, he picked up the first 2 tanks. With the first 2 tanks going down, that was enough. That was enough. GG, well played. Gerald, he holds. And now we're jumping into game number 2. GG. We're getting into game 2. What I also really appreciate as well, for those that haven't noticed, if you've been watching more and more, specifically PvT, it has been affecting PvT more than the other matchup, PvZ, but because of the change to the energy overcharge, Colossus follow-ups have become less common, and more common instead have been Storm. Has been, like, for example, usually in more current meta, we'd see like 4-gate blink into Colossus, into Robotech, into Storm instead, because of the energy overcharge, because you do have extra Storms than you otherwise would have in the current patch. Which is really cool to see. I think it's more exciting than, Colossus defense. Is the High Templar, the Storm. And here we go. We're getting into our next game, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Streamer Zone, leading the series 1-0. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Hyper 1. Down in the series, we'll see if we can bounce back. It is HonMonO. We go. Here we go. And again, if you're familiar with HonMonO, then you would know that, again, all-ins are his go-to. Not saying that he has the same all-in every game, but aggression nonetheless. Aggression nonetheless is expected from HonMonO. And we'll see how Gerald does respond. We'll see how he does open up. Whether he goes, once again, 4-gate blink, 3-gate blink, which again, I'm not opposed to. I do think it is very risky to open up Stargate against HonMonO. I feel like that's not what you want. And already, 2-Rax Reaper. Okay, let's go. It's going to be a 2-Rax Reaper here out of HonMonO. Something more aggressive to start things off. Let us go. We go. Oh my god. That is not a second, that is a 3rd Rax, by the way. Okay, that I was not expecting. Probe Scout comes in, does not bust into the main, and we're setting up for... I said earlier that HonMonO, he is known for 1-base all-ins. Sorry, for 2-base all-ins. He's known for 2-base all-ins. This is the beginning of a 1-base all-in instead. Let's go. And Gerald, he doesn't know. Gerald, he is locked outside, is in the dark as to what's going on. Depot will finish, and we are amassing up currently Reapers. Reapers are amassing. Gerald back at home expanding. Just gate expand here out of Gerald. Reapers are building up. I'm curious how hard HonMonO commits to this as he is looking for the scouting probe. The probe is here towards the left hand side. Reaper is looking and the Reaper will find it. Oh, will he though? Oh my god. There we go. Does come across the probe. Will chase it down. The first and the second Reaper does not reveal itself. The lack of CC does. Is no command center on location. Now, technically, there could be a command center on the high ground, but here we go. The boys are being pulled. Let's go. Send it, papi. Send it. Mate, who needs a natural? Who needs 2 bases when you can just 1 base all in? True. Reapers are being sent across the map. The boys are here and back at home. What does Gerald have to defend? Shield battery is on the way. Gerald, he's playing safe. I do like this just because he's still a little bit more in the darkness of what's going on. I believe the Reapers were scattered by the Adept. But the army gets across the map and the shield battery is not yet done. It is not done. The boys have arrived. Nice control here out of HonMonO. He pulls away that weakened Reaper. Gets on top of the army. Adept first one goes down. Oh, and the recall is forced. Shield battery is exposed. Shield battery should be targeted as well. And what about the main? There is a shield battery. There's a shield battery in the main base. Second shield battery on the way. Pylon as well. Natural has been broken, but busting into the main. Again, the natural is not enough. He needs to break the main base instead. Boys are being pulled. Probes, they're holding their own. There's the NG overcharge on the shield battery. And the Stalker so far is holding on, but the NG is running out. Yeah, no more NG. Stalker goes down. And it looks like we may have just done a second shield battery. It does finish up, though. There is a second shield battery, but that is so many Reapers. That's too many. There's a second Stalker. Second Stalker is holding its own. Takes down a Reaper. But we're out of NG. We are out of NG, and it looks like HonMonO, has he done it? He pulls back. It looks like he may just have, again, the shield batteries. They just don't have anything left. There's no more juice. No more juice in the shield batteries. Boys are being pulled. Probes are going down. And HonMonO, he's looking to force the ace match. Again, who needs a natural? Who needs one? As there's not enough energy for another NG overcharge either on the Nexus. Second Stalker's on the way, but the probes are falling one after the other. It's just becoming far too much. Yeah, as there's no economy, no income here for Gerald. Not anymore. There's another NG overcharge, but GG, and HonMonO takes game number 2. We are going to the ace match. Let's go. We are going to game 3. As again, HonMonO, he committed. We have seen HonMonO pop off with 1-base all-ins in the past. Again, this is just on brand. It's on brand here. HonMonO, he's a very cheesy, very aggressive player, specifically in this matchup, as we have emphasized over the course of this series. And now we're going all the way to game 3. Let's go. We are going to game 3. And we'll see if HonMonO can take the ace match and even make it to the finals. Has done so in the past. We'll see if he can do it again. Otherwise, we'll see if Gerald can maintain himself and keep up with HonMonO. Again, in a longer game state, I do favor Gerald 100%. I do favor him in the mid game. I do favor him in the macro game. But we're not going to get a macro game. That's the reality. that's the reality here. We're not going to get a macro game. It's all about what kind of crazy build HonMonO has. Here we go. As we're getting into game 2, it's going to be on Amygdala. Here we go. Whew. Oh my god. And the question becomes, what's up next? You know, which build of choice? Do we see another 2-base all-in variation, a 1-base all-in variation, a proxy, a cheese? We go as we're getting into the ace match. We've made it. So we made it here all the way to the ace match. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Streamer Zone, being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. The most honorable of monorables. Ah, let's go. And what do we have? A proxy. We have a Rax out on the map. And we have seen HonMonO pop off in the past with Proxy Marauder. I mean, I say that, I mean, that's how he opened up against Goblin. If you were here earlier, HonMonO did take down Goblin earlier in the bracket. Part of it was a Proxy Marauder build, and I'm leaning towards that once again. One Rax at home, one Rax across the map, should be leading to a Tech Lab into Marauder. Meanwhile, Geralt is moving in for a Probe Scout. And we'll see what information he can get. Already we see HonMonO, he walls off. He walls off on the ramp, and for all Geralt knows, it could be another 1-base all-in, it could be another, there could be a CC on the high ground, there could not be. So Geralt is in the dark. It's going to be on our Protoss player to try to piece together what's going on. He's going to have to try to piece it all together here. As the probe does check the natural. Ooh. Okay, gate expand. That's fine. Does expand. Geralt, though, does he actually scout the third base locations? I mean, even if he did, there's nothing at the third base, right? There's nothing at the third base. Marauders are on the way. Geralt, he's setting up. He's settling in. There's Concussive Shell. The Marine did kill the probe. Geralt, he is checking. Yeah, he's checking just in case. He's checking the goal base location first. Then he's going over towards the third, and oh, will he scout this? It's going to be close. I think he will. I think this rally is going to be close enough to get eyes on the Tech Lab. Oh, he changes. No, he changed the rally. He's so close. Geralt, he will. Thank God. He will check, will confirm, and Geralt, he spots the Tech Lab and the Marauders. Geralt, he is aware. Behind this has a sentry. He can force field the ramp, of course. Army has arrived. Going for a robo response into Immortal. Shield batteries on the way, and Geralt, he will lose control of the low ground of the natural. But it's not about the natural, it's about the main. He does have a force field. Up! It does slice off the army, the boys are being pulled. And the Marauders are locked down. So good force field here by Geralt, but can he get on top of the Marauders? He can. A lot of probes go down, but he does take down both Marauders. Both Marauders do fall. Nicely done. Marine's getting forced back. That was still 6 probe kills, though. So it does force a cancel on the bunker. Alas, the low ground bunker does complete, and the natural is under fire. Geralt, he still maintains a higher worker count. He's still up in economy. Oof. Another probe goes down. Immortal production has begun. And again, even if this natural goes down, like Geralt, he's still able to maintain himself on one base. Building up those Immortals. Back at home, at HonMonO, he is transitioning to his factory. Bunker as well. And that is a kill on the Nexus. HonMonO gets high ground vision. Will lose an SCV. Does get a full scout, and from here, HonMonO, he just backs off. He just backs off, he races back home. He's getting to a 1-1-1. Big delay here on the natural base, but HonMonO, he can just take his natural and expand. He can expand from here. As Gerald is throwing down extra gateways, War Prisms on the way to move out across the map, and Gerald will soon be the aggressor himself. As he does cancel, looks like Gerald will expand. He will take the natural. Natural base is on the way. Prism has arrived. And Gerald will now move out. And we'll see what he can get done. He can threaten the mineral line. He can go for the SCVs. Viking production has begun. Tank first, not Cyclone. Interesting. Here's going to be the initial tank. Nice pick up here. Ooh. Saving the Adept. With the arrival of this Viking, though, I mean, yeah, there's not much here to work with. Yeah, the Prisoner has to back off. There's no anti-air. Adept goes down, and HonMonO defends. HonMonO does defend. Natural's on the way. He breaks out. And the game will progress from here. Now, Gerald, he's taking into a bay, into Colossus production. We did see something similar from Goblin, if you recall. Working towards Colossus. HonMonO likewise getting to his natural. And as HonMonO is going to be expanding and getting to his natural base, this should lead into a 2-base all-in. And from a 1-base play into 2-base all-in is the go-to for HonMonO. It's going to be on Gerald to prepare for that. Ooh, Disruptor first. Okay, let's go. That I was not expecting. Is going to be Disruptor first here by Gerald. Moving out with the double immortal. Risky maneuver here by Gerald, as there are Vikings, so he has to be very careful here with these immortals. Cannot afford to get caught out, as the Viking is on patrol. Viking barely oh no! Does find it. Does find the Prism. Prism has to get the hell out of here. Oh. Even with the recall, the Prism is going to go down. Okay, there we go. Recalls the Immortals. Prism falls. Very massive pickoff here by HonMonO. And Gerald, he's going to be stuck here on 2 bases. He's going to be stuck at home. Has begun a Colossus production. I believe already has the first Disruptor. Oh my god. Gerald? He's crazy. He's... Gerald, he's trying to be cheeky here with the Disruptor. Oh, there he goes off. It connects. Oh, massive connection. HonMonO not paying attention. Was looking elsewhere. But will he catch the... Yeah, he will. Was this worth it? As I believe he will catch that. Yeah, he will catch the Disruptor. Lands the Vikings. That was 1 Disruptor for a handful of Marines. For a handful of Marines. Those 2 Marauders that were killed earlier by the probes around, if you remember. So that was only Marine kills. That was not quite worth it for Gerald. That was actually a big loss. HonMonO can back up, can repair. As a reminder, Novas do no longer one-shot Marauders, so they did survive. And Gerald, how does he recover? He's going for the gold. Crazy. He's rushing into the gold base. Now, we have seen many a player rush into the gold and struggle to defend it. To hold on to this gold base, you need map control. You require map control, otherwise it is so abusable here from the other side of the mineral wall. Gerald does move out. Does have a second Disruptor. HonMonO is still building up. And I believe Gerald, he somewhat has eyes on the army. Yeah, he does spot it. Does spot it with the Observer. Nova once again. Gerald, up. Being cheeky. Nova gets off. Ooh. Doesn't quite connect. And HonMonO, he's pulling the boys. He does pull the trigger. Nice force fields. Does delay. Does lay the push, but alas, forces a recall. Disruptor goes down. The Colossus, oh my god, Colossus barely does escape, barely gets the hell out of there. Prism survives as well, can always go for a backstab, but HonMonO, he's completely all in. It's all or nothing. What does he have? He has 3 Liberators, he has 4 tanks, a Raven as well. There is no disable, there's no interference matrix, but he does have, of course, the auto turrets. Warping into the main, but HonMonO, I don't think he cares. The boys, he can just pull these ones as well. Let's go. There we go, he does pull the boys away. He is committed. What is there to defend? 2 disruptors. But the freedom has arrived. There's liberation. And there's no blink. There are no blink stalkers, just regular vanilla stalkers instead. Massive anti-armor missile catches the entire army. The entire army gets caught out. Ooh, SCVs are falling. I mean, these zealots, they're forcing the all-in. 18 SCVs go down. The reinforcements as well. It's all or nothing here for HonMonO. He's gaining ground, getting on top of the shield batteries. Shield batteries are falling. Charge is done. Novas go up. Up! Do they get the tanks? Oh, they get 1. 1 tank goes down. Good Novas. Meanwhile, everything else back at home. The Great Migration. Let's go. HonMonO, he lifts. He's lifting everything over. Does liberate the ramp. He's going for the natural. Natural's going to be going down. Disruptor barely alive. Does have another Nova. Nova goes up. Doesn't connect. Disruptor is sniped just in time. Boys getting pulled away. Colossus catching the SCVs. Nicely done. 6 SCVs go down. I mean, that is part of the army. As gateways are being depowered. Oh, the Prism does rally in. And what does Gerald have in the main? He's got 1 Colossus, 1 Disruptor. It's going to be a tough hold for Gerald. Zealots, though, they're coming in from behind. Gerald, he can't set up a surround. That's a lot of Zealots. That's maybe too many Zealots to deal with. Zealots are spotted by the floating buildings. If HonMonO can wall off, like, unironically, if he can get these buildings and wall off, hey, let's go! He's going to be walling up behind him. Ideally sealing off these Zealots. Uh-oh. Zealots are on the way. The wall isn't ready. The wall is not ready. We come in for this round. 1 tank falls. Liberator as well. Oh my god, and does Gerald have enough? It's going to be close. Zealots, they're going down though. There's too many Marines. Colossus falls as well. And HonMonO, he does shut down all the Colossus. Disruptors. Only Stalkers remain. Remember, they have no blink. Boys are being pulled. Vikings, they land. We have auto turrets. Auto turrets, they buy time. Liberation does set up. The army heavily overstimmed. Gets an immortal. Does get an immortal. 1 immortal left. The shield battery, it's helping. It's helping, Pappy. The CC, he can mule. He can throw down. No, let's go. The mules. They're being thrown down. They're tanking some shots. But the last HonMonO is running out of steam. He's running out of HP. He has nothing left. Ay, ay, ay. He's making Marines. He still has money. Technically, he could try to mule like this natural and actually get a couple of minerals. CC goes down. But it looks like Gerald, he's held. There's just not enough left over. I mean, there's maybe 1 more auto turret. Raven goes down. Immortal barely survives, and it looks like the Polish Protoss will survive this. Will shut down the medevac as well. GG gets called. And Gerald, he survives HonMonO. He will make it to the grand finals. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. That was beautiful. GG, well played. That was wild. Honestly, I know that I was joking about the Zealot warping across the map, but that did secure Geralt, I feel, because that meant there were no reinforcements. That meant that what you saw was what you got. I'm referring to the Zealots warping in across the map into the main. They killed 18 SCVs. They forced the Great Migration. It meant that there was no economy. There were no reinforcements. It meant that HonMonO, he just did not have enough to really keep pushing. If it wasn't for that Zealot counterattack, it's possible that that could have been too much. It's possible that HonMonO may have been able to overwhelm Geralt and may have taken the series. It was close. It was very close. GG, well played. GG, well played. with that, Gerald does advance on to the grand finals, and we are getting ready for the upper semifinals as well. Oh my god, that was intense, man. That was crazy. Let's go.